Yesterday, Thomas Polito of Geeks Worldwide said on Twitter that new DC shows will be announced for HBO Max in, quote, a couple of weeks. And this was said by WarnerMedia's Bob Greenblatt at MIPCOM. MIPCOM, basically, which is kind of like this marketing event for like content on multiple platforms, basically. That's going on in France right now. And so basically, the fact that they're developing more DC shows coming, if this is accurate, I mean, I assume he was there or someone, I assume Thomas Polito was there or someone with the organization he's with, Geeks Worldwide, was there to overhear Bob Greenblatt say this, or maybe they're reporting something that was reported somewhere else originally. But, they're saying that, we'll get more DC shows announced soon on HBO Max. But, someone else, KC Walsh, this person brought up the good point, Comics Kid, that this announcement is evidence that DC Universe's content will move to HBO Max eventually. Like, all of it will eventually come to HBO Max and not be on DC Universe anymore. And DC Universe, as it is now, will just be like some kind of comics app. That's this person's assumption or theory or takeaway from this quote. That would make sense, as it doesn't make sense for HBO to have two different streaming services. Why not just have one with all of their original shows on it? Why not roll DC Universe and their shows into HBO Max instead of keeping them as separate entities? Or, do it where with Disney Plus, they're bundling the Disney Plus streaming, with other, like, services they own, like Hulu and other things, where you can pay a package and you get all of them. So that's the theory that, DC Universe, or at least the original DC Universe shows, will eventually move over and all be on HBO Max. Now, this is a theory. We don't know if that's going to happen. All we know is that, at this conference, Bob Greenblatt said there will be more DC shows on HBO Max. So we don't know. No one said anything about merging DC Universe with HBO Max or culling shows from DC Universe for HBO Max. This is just people, trying to put two and two together based on this quote. I do remember earlier that, Doom Patrol is supposed to air simultaneously Season 2 on DC Universe and HBO Max, which is unusual. But if they're going to do that with Doom Patrol, I don't know why they wouldn't just do that with all their shows going forward, from here on out, like Season 3 of Titans. Or, whatever future DC Universe shows might air, live action original content, or maybe even their animated ones. Like, a future season of Young Justice, or, that Harley Quinn cartoon. We'll see. I mean, I do think, as I was saying before, the logical thing to do would just be to absorb them all into one service, or to bundle them. If you pay one price, you get DC Universe and HBO Max. Give people that option. So we'll see what the future holds for DC Universe. I do like it a lot because I'm a DC fan. But again, it really doesn't make sense to them to have two separate streaming services. Just, smash them into one. I do like getting old DC comics, though, all for free. That's great. And I would hate that to go away. So I don't know. They could just keep some kind of DC Classics app. Like just keep DC Universe as kind of like this repository of the DC library, but move all the shows over to HBO Max. But again, why pay for that separate, service, the DC Universe Comics Classic service? Just make that an add-on to HBO Max. But anyways, how do you feel? I mean, of course, you're probably excited if you're a DC fan that we will get more DC shows announced for HBO Max. And if they're on HBO Max, they might be prestige shows. Because HBO Max, the HBO brand has a reputation, right? That you're getting the most sophisticated type of entertainment, like Game of Thrones or Westworld, right? So if there's a DC shows coming on HBO Max, they're going to all be like Watchmen. That might be nice, the upper echelon of prestige entertainment. Not trying to knock, other types of DC shows like Titans or, the CW shows. Those are great and they have a lot of fans. But, to have a DC show get maybe the Game of Thrones or the Game of Thrones treatment, that might be nice, right? If these shows are like that. But like I said, the HBO name does, that's what you think of when you think of HBO. I mean, Watchmen's a DC show technically, and that looks very sophisticated. So how do you feel about this news? Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.